Welcome to the deep dive. Look, if you've been paying any attention lately, you've felt it, right? This huge buzz, maybe some anxiety around artificial intelligence,
Oh, definitely. It's everywhere.
especially when it comes to jobs. It's hitting every sector, sparking, well, a lot of questions about what work even looks like going forward. So today, our mission really is to help you cut through some of that noise. We're doing a deep dive into how AI is actually reshaping the professional world.
Yeah, and we're drawing on some really insightful stuff analysis, projections like from the World Economic Forum, places like that.
Exactly. We want you to get the real picture, the nuances of AI's impact on jobs.
And maybe uncover some surprising opportunities too, things you haven't thought about.
Right. And hopefully give you some solid strategies to, navigate this, thrive even.
We'll look at the challenges, sure, but also the genuinely exciting new roles AI is actually creating.
Okay, let's dive straight in with what's really top of mind for so many people. The anxiety. Those headlines are hard to ignore, aren't they?
They really are.
You see these huge tech companies, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Meta, announcing, major workforce reductions. Thousands of people affected.
Yeah, those numbers are stark. It feels really significant.
So what's really driving that? Is it just the economy, or is there something else under the surface?
Well, it absolutely feels significant. And while, yes, broader economic factors are definitely part of the story, what's fascinating and really consistent is how these companies talk about it. They keep pointing to their growing role, their huge investments in AI.
Oh, okay.
Microsoft, for example, they didn't just talk about cuts. They framed their big downsizing as a, quote, strategic reset.
A reset.
Yeah, to position themselves for success in, an AI-driven world. They're pouring money into AI research development data centers.
So it's less about just slashing budgets and more about reorienting the ship towards AI. That sounds, well, almost a bit convenient, doesn't it?
It does raise that question.
Is that where this idea comes from, that AI is like a double-edged sword? What our sources put it like that?
Precisely. That's a great way to put it.
Like, it's the new gospel of efficiency, this amazing innovation, but maybe also a handy scapegoat when jobs get cut.
Exactly. It's this real duality. On one hand, AI is hailed almost like a miracle cure for productivity, efficiency, innovation, all that.
Right.
But on the other hand, yeah, it can conveniently explain away job displacement, especially in roles companies might already be looking to streamline.
Yeah.
And that really captures that initial tension, that fear a lot of professionals are feeling, like their career path suddenly turned into this accelerating escalator, as the source said.
That's a powerful image.
And they feel like maybe they weren't even invited to get on.
Yeah, that accelerating escalator captures that feeling of rapid, maybe uncontrollable change. But here's where it gets interesting, right? The full picture isn't just about displacement.
Not at all.
So where does this net positive idea come from?
Right.
We hear that sometimes too.
That's where insights from groups like the World Economic Forum are so important. Yes, the apprehension is real, totally understandable given the scale of potential disruption.
Sure.
But their projections actually show something else. While AI could displace millions of jobs globally,
Okay.
it's also forecast to create even more new jobs. So it's a massive shift, a restructuring, not just a net loss. The forecast is actually for a net positive impact on global employment.
Wow. Okay. So less about jobs vanishing into thin air and more about a fundamental change in the types of jobs that are needed.
Exactly. That's a critical distinction.
And it often gets lost in those scary headlines. Are we actually seeing proof of this shift happening already?
We absolutely are. We're seeing really remarkable growth right now in roles specifically focused on AI specialists.
Right.
This isn't just a prediction for the future, it's a current trend. The job market is actively shifting to meet these new demands for AI talent.
Okay, so let's unpack that more. If it's a net positive and new roles are emerging, what are they? What does this new landscape actually demand from people?
Well, our sources breaks them down into a few key categories. They're distinct, but definitely interconnected.
Got it.
The first group they call the builders. Think of these as the core architects.
The ones making the AI.
Precisely. AI engineers, machine learning developers, data scientists, Their job is designing, building, refining the actual algorithms, the systems.
Okay.
But it's more than just coding, It's about shaping the intelligence itself, understanding the ethics, the societal impact. They're literally constructing the future brick by digital brick.
That makes sense, building the foundation. And that leads kind of naturally to the next group, right? The interpreters.
Exactly, because once you build these complex systems, you need people who can bridge the gap.
Bridge the gap between the machine logic and us, human needs.
Spot on. This includes roles like product managers, UX designers, making sure AI is usable, intuitive, aligned with what people actually need.
And this is where that fascinating new role comes in, the prompt writer. I mean, who saw that coming a few years ago?
Right. It highlights this whole new challenge. How do we talk to AI effectively? Prompt writers are crucial for guiding generative AI, like ChatGPT or others, to get the desired results.
So they translate human intention into something the machine understands.
Exactly. It's this really unique mix of creativity, clarity, and technical understanding.
Okay, so systems are built, they're interpreted, but who makes sure they don't go off the rails? That's the overseers, I guess.
That's the one. And this is becoming incredibly critical as AI gets more autonomous, more embedded in everything.
Yeah, you can see why.
This group includes cybersecurity experts focused on AI and also roles like AI auditors. They're safeguarding systems, ensuring fairness, transparency, accountability.
And tackling the ethical nightmares, presumably.
Absolutely. Navigating those complex ethical dilemmas is a huge part of it. It's about building trust and safety as these systems become more powerful.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, this next one feels a bit counterintuitive, but also really exciting. The creators.
Yeah, this is interesting, isn't it?
AI isn't just taking over tasks. It's apparently amplifying human creativity. How does that work? Think about copywriters for chatbots, AI storytellers, marketing strategists using AI.
Well, they use AI as a tool to push creative boundaries. AI can generate initial ideas, analyze complex trends way faster than a human, even draft basic content,
Right.
which frees up the human creator to focus on the higher level stuff. Strategy, refinement, emotional connection, nuance.
So it's like a creative partner.
In many ways, yes, it's about elevating human ingenuity, helping us create compelling narratives or innovative campaigns in new ways, not just replacing the creative spark.
Okay, that's fascinating. But then there's the category that probably affects the most people listening, the hybrids.
This is arguably the most significant category for the majority of professionals.
Because it's not about entirely new job titles necessarily, but about existing jobs being fundamentally changed by AI.
Exactly. It's professionals in almost every field whose work is transformed, augmented, enhanced by collaborating with AI.
Like AI as a co-pilot you mentioned earlier. Can you give some concrete examples of what that looks like, on the ground?
Sure. Imagine a doctor using AI diagnostic tools to analyze scans with incredible accuracy, maybe spotting something subtle much earlier.
Okay.
Or a financial analyst using AI for predictive modeling, identifying market shifts that would be almost impossible for a human to see in raw data.
Right. Makes sense.
Think about educators using AI platforms to personalize learning for each student, pinpointing where they need extra help. Or even architects using AI to optimize building designs for energy efficiency or material use.
So in all these cases, the professional is still very much in charge.
Absolutely.
But they're using AI to do their job better, faster, or maybe achieve things they couldn't before.
Precisely. AI is the co-pilot, augmenting their skills and capabilities, leading to outcomes that might have been out of reach previously. It enhances human expertise.
That co-pilot idea really helps frame it, doesn't it? It's augmentation, not just automation or replacement.
It's a much more accurate picture for many roles, yes.
But, even with that framing, the sheer speed of this change, it can still feel overwhelming. Like that career ladder we talked about is just gone, replaced by that accelerating escalator.
It's a valid feeling. The pace is intense.
So if this hybrid AI-augmented future is where we're heading, what does this mean for you, the listener? How do we actually adapt? What are the practical steps?
Right, let's get actionable. The first, maybe most crucial step is foundational. Get a basic understanding of AI fundamentals.
You don't need to become a coder or an AI engineer.
Not necessarily, no. It's more about grasping the core concepts. What can AI realistically do? What are its capabilities? And just as importantly, what are its limitations?
Why is that baseline understanding so important?
Because it lets you interact with AI tools much more effectively. You can make more informed decisions about how to use them or when not to trust them. It applies across almost any job now. It gives you an edge.
Okay, fundamentals first. And that seems to lead straight into the next point. Data literacy. We hear that phrase, data is the new currency, all the time.
We do.
But what does being data literate actually mean for someone who isn't, say, a data scientist?
It means becoming comfortable with the language AI speaks, which is data. AI systems are fed by data, they produce data.
Right.
So being data literate means you can read, interpret, and importantly, critically analyze data. You can understand what AI is telling you, spot potential biases or flaws in the data or the output.
So you can question it, not just blindly accept the AI's answer.
Exactly. It empowers you to make genuinely informed decisions based on the data rather than just taking the machine's word for it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, this next one often seems counterintuitive when we talk about tech. Focus on developing your soft skills, your human skills. Why now?
Because as AI gets better and better at automating routine, predictable tasks, the skills that become most valuable are the ones that are uniquely human, the unpredictable stuff.
Like what specific?
Emotional intelligence, understanding, and navigating complex human interactions. Ethical reasoning, making sound judgments when the rules aren't clear. Critical thinking, seeing the bigger picture, questioning assumptions, spotting what the AI missed. Creativity, complex problem solving, collaboration, storytelling.
Things machines really struggle with.
Exactly. These become our key differentiators. They're the core of human value in an increasingly automated world. That's your power.
So lean into being human, essentially.
Yeah.
Which brings us back to those hybrid roles we talked about. How can someone start thinking about integrating AI practically in their current job without feeling like they need a whole new career?
It starts with experimenting. Think of AI as that co-pilot. If you're a writer, okay, maybe try an AI tool for brainstorming or getting a rough first draft going or even checking grammar and style.
Okay.
If you're a designer, explore AI image generators. See how they can spark ideas or speed up parts of your workflow. A healthcare worker. Learn about the AI tools being used in diagnostics or research in your specific area.
So find the intersection points.
Yes. Find where AI can genuinely amplify your existing skills and knowledge, make you more effective, more efficient, maybe free you up for the more complex, human-centric parts of your job.
Makes sense. And the final piece of advice, which feels more urgent than ever, keep learning.
It's absolutely non-negotiable now. The tech landscape isn't just changing. The pace of change is accelerating like crazy.
Right.
So continuous learning isn't a nice to have anymore. It's fundamental for staying relevant.
How do you suggest people do that?
There are so many ways. Online courses, getting certifications, maybe a focused boot camp, professional development programs through work. The key is to treat learning as an ongoing process, like exercising a muscle. Stay curious, stay adaptable.
It really boils down to that core question our sources highlighted, doesn't it?
Right.
Every single professional needs to be asking themselves, what unique value do I bring that a machine cannot?
That's the heart of it. And the encouraging thing is the window to adapt, to evolve your skills, it's still open. You still have agency. But yeah, the machines are learning constantly. They're getting better all the time, which makes proactively engaging with this, learning, adapting, it's both urgent and honestly pretty exhilarating.
A dynamic race for relevance, as you put it
It
earlier.
really is. And everyone's invited to participate.
A dynamic race indeed. So here's something to leave you with. In a world where machines are constantly learning and evolving, how will you define and maybe continuously redefine your irreplaceable human contribution? Definitely something to think about as you navigate this changing world of work.